Hola y bienvenidos a GCSE Spanish Practice. My name is Marina, and today we're going to take a look at the 90 words question, which is an overlapping question for both foundation and higher tier in your writing paper for your GCSE Spanish exam for your writing. So here we go. Today, what is it that we're going to do? I'll show you what this task looks like. I'll give you some reminders about what to do when completing the task. I will show you a model question and then we will work through it so you can see a model answer. Then I'll talk about what to include to access top marks. I cannot show the mark scheme for copyright reasons, but I can tell you what to do to get top marks for communication and top marks for language, because the maximum marks you can get is 15. And finally, you can work on your own answers. And if you want to, you can pop your answer in the comment section and I will take a look at it. Bueno, so today I'm bringing this task here. You are writing an article about festivals and celebrations, typical question. And it says 2 or 5 because for higher, it would be the second question. And for higher, yes, the second question. And for foundation is the 5th one. Okay, so you usually have a choice, but there is no choice here in this video. That's just the one I am giving you, so don't take it or don't take it, up to you. Right, so it says write approximately 90 words. It means please do 90 at least, or you can do more, okay? And the examiners will continue marking, but do not do fewer words, because that is when you are penalized, and then you go from content. Instead of getting the top marks 9 to 10, you might get 7 to 8 if it's not long enough. Okay, you must write about each bullet point. So mention a festival you usually celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, then please make it up. Okay, because you can't say, oh well, I don't celebrate anything, therefore I will skip this. You would be marked down quite heavily. Recent festival you attended, so something in the past tense. Here we go. And a future celebration you are looking forward to. Okay, so future tense here. So let's do some reminders. Please keep track of timing. There's usually a clock. There's no massive difference between the timings for both years, but foundation has 5 tasks to complete. Okay, so you have to make sure this is the one that is the longest for you, so maybe having 20-30 minutes for that. And for higher, I would say more or less the same, 20-25 minutes tops. Okay, because then you have the longer writing, which is quite long. You have a choice of 2 tasks, as I said, and the instructions are in English. Take your time to read through them. Sometimes what seems the obvious choice for you then turns out not to be the best one. Okay, so choose wisely. Draft a plan before you start writing your answer is very, very helpful. And as soon as you sit down, write down as many structures, fancy vocabulary, idioms, whatever you want on the corner and the margin, because no one will take a look at it. Okay. When we say 90 words minimum, means minimum, okay? But do not overcomplicate answers. Do not count words, but do not make everything too long, because the more you write, the more likely you are to make mistakes. I would say for the 90 words, just aim to write 4 sentences in Spanish per bullet point, so like something like roughly 12 lines, but you know how big your handwriting is, so it depends on that as well. And finally, check for accuracy. Have a final read before moving on to the next task. See if you've forgotten something, or if you want to add something, you might do that. And just so that you are reassured, examiners, we do not read or mark anything that has been crossed out. So anything you don't want to be marked, just cross it out. Okay? Well, let's work through a model question. So, write about a festival you usually celebrate, a recent festival you attended, future celebration you're looking forward to. I sit down, I write, I want to remember this, and I want to remember the old rat, which is opinions and linking words and development and reasons and accuracy and tenses. Okay, so I want the old rat to be happy, and I will be reminded with this. Some people might write avocado instead, or any other different reminders. Right, so a festival you usually celebrate. I went with Todos los años, celebro. So every year I celebrate. Then Diwali. And we're gonna, sí, so celebro Diwali con mi familia. Es una fiesta religiosa que celebramos entre septiembre y noviembre. So I want to say, and what is it I do every year? Because it's something I usually celebrate. So I said, what is it? Who with? And then what type of festival it is and when it is celebrated. Okay, so that makes sense. Then what is this about? The origin, where does it come from? Es tradicional de la India. And then, y hay fiesta durante 5 días. And there is a party during 5 days. Then what I like the most about it, lo que más me gusta son los regalos y los colores. What I like the most is presents and colors. Okay, so it's very simplified vision of Diwali, and obviously it is an example. I don't celebrate it, but some people who are listening or watching this video might do it. So here we go. That's an example. So we keep this rat very happy with everything we've done, and we cross it out. Okay, in the exam it's good to cross it out or tick it as you go so that we know it's been done. Okay, a recent festival you attended. Again, I will make this up and I'm gonna say, el año pasado fui a una fiesta que se llama Bonfire Night. ¿Vale? We can write it down like this if we don't know the translation. The translation is Noche de las Hogueras. I'll pop it in the comments. Noche de las Hogueras. And so last year I went to a party that is called, and it's much better than having a period here and then saying it's el año pasado fui a una fiesta, se llama Bonfire Night. We can add the two sentences together saying que. So I went to a party which is called Bonfire Night. Who did I go with? Mis amigos y yo. What did we do there? Fuimos a ver los fuegos artificiales. We went to see the fireworks. And then after that, what did we do? Y después pasamos tiempo en el parque temático. And later we spent some time in the theme park, which is not true because it's not a theme park. Maybe there's a fun fair, but we don't know how to say fun fair. So we say a theme park, and that's it. It's fine. How was it? Fue genial. Why? Porque el ambiente era muy emocionante. It was great because the atmosphere was very exciting. Okay, so that one is done. There's plenty of development reasons, some verbs in the present tense with the I and some verbs with the we version. So that is very, very good. And now we're moving on to the next one, but we cross this out first. And then finally, a future celebration we are looking forward to. So it's going to be in the future. Okay, so I made this up, clearly. So here we go. I couldn't think of any festivals or anything. I could have said something like a Spanish festival I'm going to in summer, but instead I went for something easier. And I said, el próximo mayo es mi cumpleaños. What is it and when? Next May, it is my birthday. Voy a cumplir 16 años. I'm going to turn 16. Y es un momento muy importante para mí. So this is how I feel about it. It's a very important moment for me. This is something that any of you could use. And then what am I going to do on the day? Voy a celebrar con mis amigos en casa. I'm going to celebrate with my friends at home. And then again, linking words with a different, so instead of saying, I'll do it with my friends at home, and then we are going to do this, I can say, voy a celebrar con mis amigos en casa, donde vamos a comer pasteles y beber Coca-Cola, where we are going to eat cake and drink Coca-Cola. Fine. And so we link in two sentences together. Instead of having two sentences separate, we link them with donde, where. Okay. And then what my expectations is será genial is a different way of, this is a future tense. Ser plus an A with an accent means it will be. Será genial. It will be great. Okay. So overall, it is 160 words. Not that I was counting, but I was doing 4 sentences per bullet point, and more or less that is what we got. Okay. So why is this a good piece of writing. So what to include? The first thing is about the content. We did cover all three bullet points. We wrote at least 90 words. Yes, we went over it. What we say is clear, and we need to simplify it if not. Okay. Obviously, this is a model text for you, so it is very clear. And I was going along the way telling you what piece of information I was adding at that point. So if you want to go back and listen to it again, that's great. And then the ideas are consistently developed. They're extended. So I say what we do every year, when it's celebrated, where is it from, how long does it last, what I like the most. Okay. In the second one, I was saying where I went to, what the name is, who I went with, what two activities we did, and my opinion on it and why. And again, extending the third bullet point, I said what the celebration is and when, what is going to happen. I'll turn 16. How I feel about it, what am I going to do and who with, where, and what my expectations are. So that is a lot of information. Okay, it's consistently developed. Language. There's no vocabulary repetition. We use the past here, the future, the present. We have used the verbs in the past tense, for example, in the I form, but also in the we form. The same happened for the future tense, vamos a, and even a different type of future tense. So there's obviously lots of variety, and there is complex sentences. So complex can be lo que más me gusta. It can be saying a reason plus, so saying an opinion with a justification, sorry, so the opinion and the reason. It can be things like donde here, so what we're saying, yeah, I'm going to celebrate with my friends at home, where we are going to eat cake. So that is complexities adding two sentences together by means of putting a word in between, like donde, que, etc., etc. So finally, there should be a final check for accuracy. This one is very accurate because I wrote it, okay? But if I were doing Chinese and I had to check what I've written, I would be spending some 3-4 minutes going through it again, okay, and see if the adjectives match and the nouns and the past tense is correct, and maybe I didn't have a fue here instead of a fui, because it can happen. Okay, so hopefully the old rat is happy. We gave it everything we needed to do. And now it is your turn. There's a model text here if you want to work on it. And just cover the 3 bullet points, 4 sentences per bullet point, opinions, range of language, development, reasons, accuracy or adjectives, and tenses. Do all of this, and if you want to, just pop your answer in the comments and I will take a look at it very gladly. I hope this helps. There are more videos about writing, listening, role plays, questions for general speaking. You can choose from all of them. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Adios.